Matte painting is a technique that allows the creation of any kind of imaginary scenery from photographs and illustration, and the correct mixing of these to obtain realistic results with an overwhelming level of detail. It is applied at a professional level in all kinds of fields, such as film, video games, editorial, and advertising. Traditionally, matte painting, also called painting on glass technique, it is a technique that consists of painting a background as realistic as possible on a glass support. This glass was transferred to the film set to be placed in front of a camera and be adjusted with real elements. Finally, the shot was framed and the scene was recorded. Thus, an optical effect was produced where the actors seemed to be inside the painting. Therefore, the more realistic the painting was elaborated, the more plausible the result was achieved. This technique comes from the paintings used in the theater. The first project related to matte painting in film was done in 1907 by Norman O. Don, one of the first American film directors who was also a painter. Don used the matte painting technique in the film, Missions of California, for the purpose of reconstructing some buildings. To achieve this, he painted various sections of the buildings on glass and aligned them with parts of the actual buildings. Matte painting was also used with miniatures or models, which were placed between the background and the sheet of glass. Later, this technique was used to create backgrounds such as barracks, castles, or islands in movies like King Kong or Dracula. When the 60s arrived, movies like Mary Poppins or Planet of the Apes showed the incredible evolution of matte painting. In fact, even today they are still references in the world of matte painting. In the 70s and 80s, matte painting took another technical leap, with its application in the first Star Wars trilogy and the Indiana Jones films. However, as the years went by, computers became more and more important, and nowadays, this method is done digitally and is usually carried out with 2D, 3D, and post-production programs such as Photoshop, After Effects, Maya, Nuke, among others. This has made matte painting much cheaper, allowing great savings in large productions. In fact, this system is used in big-budget films and series, especially in fantasy or science fiction films that require the generation of unreal worlds. Large equipment, models, and filming complications have decreased thanks to the sophistication of this technique. Therefore, it is not surprising that productions such as The Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones have implemented matte painting, generating some of the most emblematic scenarios and remembered by millions of fans around the world. But matte painting is not only limited to the world of cinema and television series, it is also applied in advertising, for the design of book covers, albums and posters, in the field of video game creation and even in architecture. Undoubtedly, a great tool to create environments or imaginary landscapes that in real life would be impossible or almost impossible to capture.